Honestly, something bewilders me about the amount of negativity linked and connected to this singular act, this simple act of the prince and the princess. It's so, I can't really express how bewildered I am about this. It has left me thinking or wondering if the amount of racism melted on African Americans or blacks has left their minds blank. Because I really think that before you can really talk about something, it's very, very important that you know the depth of that thing. I mean, you should know the reasons or actions surrounding that. For instance, for this singular act of the prince and princess being carried on their shoulders by Africans, you should really know the tradition. Let me say this, before you can really claim to be African, I mean, you can be black for all I care, but before you can really claim to be African, to link that African to your blackness, I think it is very important that you understand the culture, the norms, the tradition of the Africans. Because your voices, I mean, I'm talking to black Americans, your voices are so loud. So I would really appreciate if you use your voices in a very, very positive way, if you can use it well. Why am I saying this? Because the more you're talking about this, linking this to racism, is confusing the original Africans. By original Africans, I mean the Africans born in Africa, raised and nurtured according to our tradition, our norms, and our customs, our culture. The more you're talking about this, it's getting them also confused because they are believing what you're saying. This is not racism. It is our culture to shoulder, like to carry our kings and our queens on our shoulder, to show them respect, loyalty, care, and we don't feel bad or sorry or marginalized or mistreated doing this. This is what we adopted as our tradition, as our custom, and we are not sad about it. So the more you're voicing out negativity linking to this art, it's making the original Africans to think that this is something that is not good. I mean, you have to earn that seat as a king. It is a very, very honorable seat in Africa. As a matter of fact, they even speak more truth. They care about the people more than the government in African countries. So this is why we pay them this too much respect, this too much loyalty. This is why we give them this too much care and love. And we don't feel sorry or bad about it. I would really appreciate that you voice out you're free to have your opinion over something, but you are not, you don't have the right to draw conclusion to something you have no idea about. You have something you have absolutely no idea about. Before you can claim African, please go home, find out about your origin, about the culture, about the traditions, about the norms, what we do as a tradition before you can actually link African to your blackness. This is a simple, beautiful art that the prince and the princess I'm very sure that they didn't ask for this, but this is what we do. She simply went home to embrace her people, to find out more about her origin, about the culture and tradition. This is what I'm thinking she simply did, and all you could think of is racism regards to the beautiful art, the wonderful art her people did in order to acknowledge her, in order to welcome her back home, in order to express their happiness about her decision to come meet them. This is so absurd. This is really so absurd. I'm begging you guys, please. I'm talking to African Americans. And for the whites who don't know what is happening, I don't have anything to say to you. I'm focusing on the blacks, especially African Americans, because your voices are so loud, so loud that it's affecting the youths in Africa, the original African. And I already explained what I mean by original Africans. And having said this, I am backing out. Thank you, guys.